cartoons that made me who I am today. Hello, my friends. How you doing today? I am doing well, and I you know what I decided to do? I decided to do cartoons that made me who I am today. Yes, these are the cartoons. Not back in the day. A little story time here. Back in the day, there was a thing called latchkey kids, and these latchkey kids would come home. They would leave school. You leave school, and the crossing guard would come and cross you across the street, and you'd have to walk home. And then you'd go home, and you sit in your house, and you told, listen, you gotta stay in this certain area. Don't leave the Oriental rug. The Oriental rug is there for a reason. It's not to keep your feet warm. It's for you to stay. And what you need to do is you need to go home. You need to sit yourself in front of the TV. You need to stay in this section and not leave the section. Don't leave. Don't leave the section because there's something out there. Something out there is going to get you if you leave the section, and this is a real thing. And you come home, you lock the door, you sit down on the Oriental rug, you turn the TV on, okay? Back in the day, no remote control, okay? And if you had a VCR, the VCR had a remote control, but the remote control had a wire on it, and it was only about this long, so you're pretty much in front of the TV trying to hit the button and press play. But that wasn't even the point. The point was that you had to make it home by 2 o'clock. After you got out of school ended at 2, you run home, and 2:15, 2:30, you already missed like a couple episodes, but the cartoons were on, and you had to be home watching the cartoons. You got to wait for mom and dad to come home, and stay on the rug. Stay on the... Don't sit on the... Hello? Are you on the couch? No couch for you. No couch. No chair. Oriental rug. Sit on the Oriental rug, and you wait for us to get home. Okay? That's what you do. And that's what we did. We did these things. Okay? We're home. Latch key around our neck. Gotta pull out the key, unlock the door, go upstairs, lock the door, and you stay on the rug. Don't leave the rug. So anyway, so then you put on channel 56. This was the channel. Channel 56 was the channel of cartoons. And then later on in life, channel 64 became the newer channel of cartoons. But 56 was the place to go. You go home and you put on the channel 56. Sometimes the channel 25. Sometimes, but not all the time. Sometimes the channel 25. You put on channel 25, channel 56, channel 64, and then channel 38. If you want to watch some MASH, you want to watch some MASH, you want to watch some Hogan's Heroes, you put on channel 38. But besides that, you stay away. And channel 2, if you want to watch some PBS, you can put on channel 2. Sometimes channel 3 works. We don't know. Sometimes it works. Sometimes you gotta do that thing. You know that thing? Or you gotta move the bunny ears around or whatever, and you might get the channel. Who knows? But and then you get it. And sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. And sometimes you can watch from Sesame Street, sometimes you watch Mr. Rogers. But the bottom line is channel 56 was the place to go. And on channel 56, these cartoons are the cartoons that made me... Oh, I think these were the ones that put me in the toy department, just staring in wonder of when these toys were going to become mine. These are the ones that I sat there and I was like, yes, this is the thing. Okay, I'm gonna start random. These are cartoon box sets that bring me back to my childhood. When I put these things on, I'm on that rug. I'm on the rug, or this is a Saturday morning, and I am in the sleeping bag, the big green sleeping bag that smells because we never washed it, the big stinky green sleeping bag with the red interior, and it smelled like feet and butt, and that was a good thing because you get to hang out all day on a Saturday and watch your cartoons and sit there with your little tackle box full of G.I. Joe figures and just be a happy little boy, because that's what I wanted to do. That's all I wanted to do. That's what I want to do now. I want to do it now. I want to get my old toys back, and I want to have a moment. Okay, I want to have a moment where I'm in that old stinky sleeping bag again, and nobody's bothering me. I ain't worried about anything that's going on in this world. All I'm worried about is whether or not I'm going to be able to get a signal on the channel 56. That's what I want to worry about. And with that said, here are the cartoon box sets that I have purchased in my 40-plus years old body that I felt like I needed to have in my collection to bring me back to that childhood moment. And I hope you are on board with this. And listen, comment below if there's something that you grew up with, something that maybe I can relate to. You might be a little older than me, you might be a little younger than me, I don't know, but maybe I watched them. Okay, listen, I am a movie, TV, music, toy collecting, crazy kind of guy. And I probably watch the same things that you watched over and over and over again. So let's communicate, okay? Do me a favor. stop for a second, hit the subscribe button, and let's get going. First one, Channel 56. You run home. It was a back-to-back. I got the other one. I didn't pull out the other one yet, but the Flintstones series. This is. Okay, yabba dabba do time, we'll have a day old time. Listen, this is pure excitement. Okay, Dino, okay, Bonnie, and Wilma, and listen, there's a problem here. Okay, first thing, you're gonna notice something that goes on that's very repetition of this thing, very collective, some normality, something. Listen. Almost every single one of these things has a redheaded chick in it. Okay, I got a thing. I got a thing for redheaded people, girls, women. I got a thing for them. And yes, Wilma. Okay, Fred, kind of remind me of myself. You know, I kind of heavy guy. Got a nice looking redhead girl. You know, that's a thing. It's a reality that is my life now. But. Before I could get to that step in adulthood, I had to make it through the Flintstones. And if you don't know what the Flintstones is, you got to be under a bedrock. Get there. Yes. It's about a prehistoric family. Okay, it's Wilma and Fred and Bonnie and Ginger and Mary Ann. No. Wow. I'm drawing a complete. Wow. Fred and Bonnie and Wilma and Betty. Yeah, there we go. And their kids, Bam Bam and their dog Dino and Pebbles and everything. Listen, and they had honeymooners moments. Okay, you got the big guy with his little buddy there, and they're going through the state. This is like a cartoon honeymooners. You know what the honeymooners is? You're on board with me. That's what this was. This was a cartoon honeymooners. Fred's got these harebrained schemes. Drags his little buddy on with him, and they go through all kinds of stuff. And the wives have to put up with their crazy thing going on. But this was a thing. This was pure happiness back when I was a kid. Channel 56, running home to watch this stuff. And then the follow-up to it was the Jetsons. Okay, it was the Jetsons. And I do have the Jetsons. I got the first year. I didn't pull it because I think it was necessary. But the Jetsons kind of went back to back with this. You know, I was like the futuristic issue family. You know, the same situations, except in the future. But Flintstones, man. The Flintstones, okay? Having a yabba dabba do time, okay? Next one. This was my first introduction to horror. Okay, listen. Okay, horror didn't start with Leatherface. It didn't start with Freddy or Jason or any of those. It didn't start with those people. It didn't start with Alfred. Well, yeah, maybe Alfred Hitchcock. Yeah, we'll go with. But that wasn't even horror. That was thriller. Okay, what did it start with? It started with these Scooby-Doo. He had everything going on in Scooby-Doo land. Scooby-Doo is like the greatest thing in the world. I used to love watching Scooby-Doo. And you're sitting there as a kid and you could not wait. I don't know about you, but I could not wait to see the cameos. This was my introduction to cameos. I didn't know what a cameo was, but there came the Three Stooges. There came the Harlem Globetrotters. There came Laurel and Hardy. They were cameoing it up, and it was so cool because you'd be watching, you just turn on Scooby-Doo and you're like, you just want to see a mystery. You want to see the Scooby-Doo people. And once again, we had, what do we have in here? Wait, let's see. Oh, look, we got a Velma. We got a Velma and a Wilma. Okay, listen. Velma and Wilma. Wow. Anyway, yeah. Okay, this was a thing. You sat there and you wanted this. You're trying to figure out the mystery, and you get to the end, and you're like, if it wasn't for those crazy kids, I would have got away with this. This was good stuff. This is the stuff that your kids should be watching right now. If you got kids that are young and you remember being young at heart in this time, the Flintstones, the Scooby-Doos, you should be watching these with your kids, relive them, relove them, because who doesn't remember? Okay, who doesn't remember when they met Frankenstein? You know, when they had that Frankenstein creature character showing up there, the mummy. I mean, they were all original characters were here. They would show up in a Scooby-Doo episode, and then all of a sudden you got these cameo appearances that were just so great. I loved when they hung out with the Harlem Globetrotters as much as I loved when the Harlem Globetrotters landed on Gilligan's Island, didn't tell nobody that these people were there, left them stranded over there. You go, Harlem Globetrotters. But listen, they did the same thing over here. They showed up in Meadowlark Lemon. Hey, who remembers Meadowlark Lemon, okay? Listen, This was my time, and Channel 56 is what showed these things, and I love ScoobyDoo. It's a complete series right here on Blu-ray. You can get it. You can get it right now. It's available. It's not that bad. I think I want to say I paid like $60 for this thing. That might be a little. I mean, it looks like a little house. It's an unnecessary packaging. It could have been put in like a little thing. I didn't have to go all this way, but yeah, this is the complete Scooby-Doo Where Is You complete series. And I'll tell you the truth, I bought this thing and then I had to go out and buy the Scooby-Doo movies, because the Scooby-Doo movies are the ones that have a lot more cameo stuff, and you get cameos every once in a while, but the Scooby-Doo movies, not the real movies, like the live action movies that they got nowadays, that mess, the cartoon movies, you know, the cartoon movie collection, you got to get it. You got to get that to go with this, and it's accompaniment. They go hand in hand, and you need it if you're a Scooby-Doo fan, and that's some good stuff. Okay, now I'm getting a little controversial on you. I'm going to get a little controversial on you, and I want you to step back and understand where I'm going with this, okay? Here we go. Now, these are a no-no. These have been outlawed. These are blackballed. This is underground stuff. I'm letting you in. I'm letting you into to the underground. Shh. I thought I heard something. Okay, listen. I'm gonna let you in on this, because these things have been banished. They're banished from being seen by children in the 2000s. 2022, you can't see this stuff. Listen, and the only closest thing you can see to it is watered down movies. Okay, they got these characters are still available in the world, but they're watered down. They're not like they were back in the day, because for some reason they seem to think that in this world of video games and crazy movies and SpongeBob's and Fortnites and all that a child could not handle this series. And this series is what? Oh, you listen. Duncan runs on whatever. My life ran on this series, and it used to come on Saturdays. It used to come on weekdays, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Still love it. Looney Tunes. What? Why is this not a thing anymore? Why do they seem to think that children are so stupid that they cannot watch a Looney Tunes episode and just laugh? Who didn't laugh when Wile E. Coyote got blown up? Who didn't laugh when they would slap Daffy's beak off his face and have it spin around? Who didn't laugh when Elmer Fudd put the double barrel shotgun in the hole and Bugs tied in a knot and it exploded in his face? Who didn't laugh? What do they think children? They must think that children are beyond stupid. That's what they gotta think. They gotta think children are beyond stupid. For some reason, they must think that the children have the strength, number one, to I guess tie a shotgun in a knot. Or children are stupid and they're gonna get their hands on some TNT made by the Acme Corporation or whatever, and they're gonna blow up a coyote, or they're gonna go me and run around like the road runner. They think children are stupid nowadays with all of the violence and language and movies and video games and all the crap that they're watching. They think they can't handle some Looney Tunes. Stupid. Okay, that's what I can say about this. This is stupid. And I had to hunt for this set, because there's bootleg ones going out there, and I don't want no bootleg one. I ain't doing that. I don't want no bootleg. I want the original thing. And it's only available on DVD. I mean, I want to say that they released a Blu-ray something or other, but it wasn't like a complete. Why can't we just get a complete Blu-ray something? Why can't we get a complete Blu-ray Looney Tunes uncut? Listen, you people that go in there and start cutters, like they go in and start cutting stuff. Don't cut it. I want my original Looney Tune music. Don't change Elmer's Fudd shotgun into a flashlight like you did with E.T. Give me a break, okay? This is classics. It's funny. It's have a sense of humor. This world is a tough place. And sometimes you just need to escape. Sometimes you need some Pepe Le Pew love. You need him to be chasing that cat that he thinks is a skunk, but it ain't a skunk. And I know that's a little perverted and weird, okay, but it was okay. And he grabs the girl. I know he was a little bit intense and a little bit pushy. And maybe they think that promotes something that's really, really bad in life. But yeah, listen, your kid's got to be really dumb to not be able to just sit through this stuff and just enjoy it. Why? What is wrong with you people? That's what I gotta say about that. What is wrong with the censorship in this world today, where they don't think? I grew up okay. I haven't blown anybody up. I haven't pushed a boulder down on anybody's head. Okay, I haven't shot any animals with a double barrel shotgun. I don't know where to get a double barrel shotgun. None of this stuff has ever happened to me, and I have lived 40 plus years, and I'm good. I'm good. I'm kind of good. I mean, medicated. I'm medicated, but hey, you know what? That didn't do it. This didn't do that to me. I did that to me. That's a me thing, okay? That's a me problem, okay? We gotta take responsibility for our own actions, okay? If I'm gonna push a boulder down on somebody, it wasn't because Wile E. Coyote told me to do it or the Roadrunner. It was because I was just crazy enough to do it. And where am I gonna find a boulder nowadays? Where do you find a boulder? And number one, where am I gonna have enough power to push a boulder down on somebody I don't like? And how long am I gonna wait? I mean, these guys, they wait and they waited and waited, and all of a sudden they come running by, and he drops the boulder down, and it's come back up, and it goes back down, it lands on him. Ain't gonna happen. This is fake. This cartoons. Okay, listen. Now we're getting into some deep stuff. This is me getting a little bit older. Again, now I'm taking you further into we're going into the future here. We're going into the future, and we're going into the stuff that is so intense that I understand. I understand why it was outlawed. I understand why you won't see too much of stuff. I'm dusting it off because I haven't touched it in a while. So I'm dusting it off. I want to show you some dusty stuff. And I'm gonna start with the first one. And this is I mean, I owned not only so I watched this. I watched this thing religiously. This was like every episode I watched and I loved and I enjoyed. And it's the series Mask Crusaders, working overtime, fighting crime. That's what they listen. They're working overtime, fighting crime. Most people work overtime to make some money. Not them. They're here working overtime, fighting crime. They're like, listen, hey, crime don't stop at 2:00. Okay, crime ain't stopping at 5. I'm working overtime to fight crime. And they had these Transformer-like vehicles. Now, listen, I apologize to my big Transformer GoBot fans, but I was never a Transformer GoBot fan. I just wasn't me. Hey, listen, to each his own, and you're allowed to have your thing. I'm allowed to have my thing. I was a Mask Crusader man. I was excited about Mask, and I love the fact that they had these powers in each mask that they had, and they had these vehicles that transformed from one vehicle to another vehicle. It wasn't like they transformed into a robot or a gun or something like that. No. A car would transform into a boat, or a helicopter would transform into a jet, or a car would transform into a plane. I mean, it was stuff like that. And each story was so well thought out. I mean, this guy was a family man. He was a family man raising his son. He had no wife, just raising his son. And his son kept getting himself into trouble all the time. He had this cool little robot friend over here that used to turn into a scooter. Okay, this is a robot that turned into a... Okay, so you want your Transformers. There you go. A robot turns into a scooter. That's all you got out of there. And the stories were great. And I would watch this so much. I thought I had all the toys that ever were in existence, but I guess once the series ended, they kept making toys, but I stopped watching the series, and then I wasn't interested in the toys because I didn't even know these toys existed. So now as an adult, I'm hunting down these toys, and I'm finding new ones, and I'm like, why didn't I have these? Why didn't I have that? But I don't even remember it in the series because some of them never even made it into the series because the series stopped and the toys continued. But with that said, this is such a great show. It's listen, go back to your childhood, put this stuff in, absorb it, and you're gonna love Mask Crusaders. Okay, my friends. Now, as a child, I'm little, and I'm in that stinky sleeping bag. I'm in that. Come with me. Come with me. I'm in that stinky sleeping bag with my little tackle box that my dad gave me, full of action figures. That's not dolls. I ain't saying dolls. I didn't call them dolls. Think about action figures. These are men and women of action. Okay, they fought. They fought for our country, and you need to show some respect for this series. Okay, because this was my you know what I mean. This is it. Okay, and it is G.I. Joe, and I'm not talking about the big 12-inch G.I. Joes. I know it started with that. But then came G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there. He's fighting Cobra and Destro. Yeah, Cobra and Destro, they were awesome. Okay, Destro with his big metal head, and Cobra Commander, it's a me. That guy was just the coolest. I mean, he changed. He went from the silver mask guy to like a hoodie after a while. He's wearing like a hoodie on his head. What a great thing. But you know what it started with? This. Okay, so this came out after. So the series came out, and I'm watching the series, and I'm all about it. You know what I was all about? Scarlet. Scarlet. We got a picture of Scarlet here. Where's Scarlet? Come on, there's gotta be a Scarlet on the cover here. No, we got Lady J right there. Scarlet. Check her out in all her beauty. Right there. Right there. Oh, I had a Scarlet crush. Yes, little redheaded Scarlet. I know she was with Duke. I know, but I thought it would end eventually. I thought it would not be a thing all the time. I thought it would break up. They'd break up, and then guess what? They break, and then here comes Falcon. Okay, where'd he come from? Okay, so no more Duke, and then he shows up, and I'm like, what? I don't get it. But anyway, the series went on and on. So in part of this whole franchise here, they created the G.I. Joe movie, okay? And the G.I. Joe movie was great. Now I'm going back to my childhood, so I'm trying, and I haven't watched these recently, so I'm trying to wrap this all up. If I remember correctly, this thing that was going to destroy the Earth blew up in different areas of the world. Pieces ended up in different areas of the world. And while I'm watching the series went on forever, and we were watching, like, each episode would tell it, like, they would send like Storm Shadow would go someplace else, and Snake Eyes would go someplace else, and they're all looking for. And this was the time Snake Eyes met his dog, his wolf or whatever, and it went through a whole process. So what happened was, as people loved the series so much, all they did is they took a bunch of these episodes, crammed them together, and made G.I. Joe the movie. And it was great. It was absolutely great. And then the characters, man, Zartan. As a kid, I remember Zartan, he was the figure that you put in the sunlight. He's got regular skin. You put him in the sunlight, he turns like a greenish, darkish color. This was like, oh, this was like my computer. This was like changing the world. These toys changed the world. They were little. They were not the big one. They were little, and I got fit them all inside of my little tackle box. And I carry these things around, and they would fight. They would fight and fight and fight. And awesome until you twisted their damn hips around and the elastic band broke, and then you can never find an elastic band that fits properly in between their crotch area and their belly. And then you got either a loose G.I. Joe that's kind of like all flopping around a little bit like this, or you got the one, or you try to hold them together with two fingers, and you're like, G.I. Joe. And meanwhile, if you try to go over, if you're fighting, all of a sudden your body falls apart. And yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing because the elastic bands and those things did not last forever, unfortunately, and they just broke. And I'll tell you what happened. I had them all. I had like the play sets, the planes, the toys, and I had everything. And then my father threw them all out. He threw them out. Listen, I left them in the back hallway. He threw them out. And you know what? And as a toy collector, I was like, should I stop collecting G.I. Joe figures again? Now, I have, within my run, bought some G.I. Joe figures to try to fill in that gap. But it didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work because, number one, they were too expensive and they weren't the same. I needed my originals, okay? And the fact that I'm collecting now and I'm going to need the packaging and all that stuff. Sergeant Slaughter joined G.I. Joe. Okay, who remembers that? Who remembers when William Refrigerator Perry, yes, from the Chicago Bears, he joined G.I. Joe. It was a thing, and you had to collect G.I. Joe proof of purchase things to get your official William Refrigerator Perry in the mail. And you were excited. Grandma, take me to Bradley's. Okay, take me and buy me a G.I. Joe so I can get. I think I need seven proofs of purchases, and then you got to send like $3. You got to beg somebody for like $3 for shipping and handling, and you can get yourself your own William Refrigerator Perry because the Bears were big. Okay, they were. I think they were playing against Miami. I'm not a sports guy, but I think it was the Dolphins. Wasn't it Bury the Bears, Squish the Fish? They even had so we're not here to stop no trouble. We're just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle. And now you're on G.I. Joe, American hero. And these were on Channel 56 when I got home from school, and I loved them. I loved them, and they were part of my childhood. But you know what? They're too violent now. Too violent. There's too much violence in the world, and G.I. Joe's too violent, and Looney Tunes are too violent, and probably the Flintstones are probably. I don't see them anymore. Where did they go? Where did they go? Where did they go? Okay, ScoobyDoo, he still lurks about in our media world. Okay, you get a new episode, but he's not the same. He's not the same as the original Scooby-Doo. There was more stuff going on back in the day. The new stuff is so watered down. Why water it down? Collect these things. You're a media... Listen, I'm going to shout this out right now. You're a media collector for your children. Collect these things. Sit down with these things. Watch these things with your kids. Share them so they can share them with their kids. And their kids, their kids. And their kids, their kids. And other kids. And then this thing will never stop. Because if we just limit ourselves to what is out there right now, sad. And with that said, my friends, please do me a favor. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And I will see you. Yabba dabble. No, I ain't going there. I'll see you later.